Hello and welcome back to another Wednesday live stream. I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. Got some fun people here. Disembodied Voice is taking the night off, the jerk. But we've still got our
No disembodied voice.
No disembodied voice tonight. No.
Oh.
He figured we were all going to be chatting about Nova stuff, so he just let that conversation ride. But we do have Flow painting up. What is it? Fabius Bile?
Fabius Bile, yes.
Sweet. And, you know, despite what the mat looks like, we're actually here to talk about Nova. We've got a couple of special guests tonight. One of us will be joining later because, you know, running a convention is hectic business and some of us are still on calls. But we do have Aaron from Cool Guys Nation joining us. My buddy, what are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. We do have an extra guest. We have Nibbles. So if the other person doesn't arrive, we can just use the little dog.
Just interview Nibbles.
Yeah,
I still call him Toto because he looks like he belongs to Dorothy. But
he does. I'm Dorothy now.
You're Dorothy. Is that your cosplay for this year?
Sure, yeah. Is that approved? Will you approve it for Nova?
I would approve that. I don't have any good reason to, but I also am not in charge. Are we in charge of approving stuff? Okay, so yes, let's get on with that. So Nova is happening literally a week from today, I believe.
Tuesday night early seminars is happening. Wednesday is official move-in, and the Games Workshop, a special event Wednesday night, kind of kicks off the main part of the con, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is game to
your heart's content. And so when Chris hops in, I'm sure he'll talk about the amount of gaming that happens under the 40K narrative, which everyone loves, but is a lot of games. What are you? So we're all involved in Nova at some level or another. You've been marketing, and I've sort of helped you with marketing.
Helped quite a bit, not sort of, like a lot.
We've been excited about the cosplay part of it, though, right? We're kind of trying to foster that little community. It's a little rough because Nova is on the same weekend as Dragon Con. So we're like, hey, we do cosplay too. But I'm excited to share that we got our little ribbons in today.
Oh, that's awesome. For the badges?
For the badges, yes. I don't know.
That is.
Come on, focus. You just put it in front of your eyeballs.
Show up in cosplay so I can give you a ribbon. I've got 100 of these to give out, and I would love to come home with very few.
Yeah, so that's actually like one of Nova's core events are tabletop miniature games, which I assume is what most of the people are here to talk about and know about. Warhammer 40K, Star Wars,
War Machine, Lord of the
Rings, Crusade, you know, all of that stuff. But over the past couple of years, we have been growing and expanding. We have one of the largest miniature painting competitions in the United States in Capital Palette. Last year, we were over 900 entries, which was... My glasses are talking to me.
I heard that.
And...
if you ever talk to Aaron, just know he's spying on you.
Yes, my glasses are birds. So we also have been expanding into RPGs and to cosplay. And so we have, I believe, 15 different role-playing sessions across 7 different types of games and the cosplay going on.
Yeah, so just a quick poll for the people who are in chat right now. I mean, we've got like Thomas Grable's in chat. He's an award-winning, fantastic painter. We've got a lot of really talented people who are in my chat who do a lot of painting. But I think there is a fair bit of RPG love as well as tabletop love. Chronic Toast, there you go. Some bolt action representation right there. So what is it that you guys find appealing if you've gone to conventions? Like, are you usually signing up for, I mean, there's classes, there's Flo shaking paint furiously in the background. There's classes,
It's paint.
there's
It's paint. She's shaking paint. Nothing else. Don't worry about it.
I can't shake anything else. I'm not one of those.
You're on the internet. People get real creative with that question. But seminars and the RPGs, which we've done, I have never been to a seminar at a convention. I've always been hesitant.
You've hosted seminars.
I've hosted, yes. So I do want to plug myself here real quick because there's going to be a game design panel that we've hosted for a few years in a row at Nova, and I freaking love emceeing it because I get to talk to game designers. And if you followed my live streams here, you know that I love to chat about game design and get everyone's opinion and what makes a good game and what, how has the process evolved and are we approaching the right audiences? And I get to literally tap the brains of people who make games, and it's super exciting. So if you are going to Nova, please sign up for the game panel, which will be Thursday night sometime.
Yeah, so that's one of the other, big things that we've been doing is a lot more activities that have a much wider base than just the specific role-playing games or tabletop games, like trying to incorporate things like learning about game design or, hearing about how people started their businesses. What is it like to write a comic book? We had Uncle Adam and Vince a couple years ago give an entire seminar on how they developed a role-playing game. So we have a lot of stuff to offer that is not just miniatures on the table.
Chronic Toast, if I don't know a lot of people, I go to seminars. If I do, I focus on going to things I can hang out with friends at. So we all, I think, have con friends, like literally people you only ever see at conventions.
All of you guys nowadays.
Kind of, yeah. But those are always great. I guess, the seminars seem really cool in that you're building a skill. But yeah, I'm usually just always hanging out with people, or Voice wants to have long conversations in the hall somewhere. So okay, so that's that. What are you excited about at Nova? I know you're obligated to say you're excited about everything, but really, like, what is it you're kind of thinking of personally doing if you have time?
Well, usually my son and my mom come. My son is 10. My mom is not. She's much older than 10.
She's a little older.
Last year, we did with Miranda a RPG, which was my mom's first RPG, and it was lunacy between the child and my mom. But my mom is not coming this year, so I am very excited to do RPGs in the evening, particularly when I'm not putting out fires and hanging out and doing stuff with him, because he's getting really excited and interested in gaming now, and so I want to see what he's going to do. I know maybe that's a lame answer, that I'm excited to hang out with my son, but that's what I'm most excited for.
Well, that segues perfectly to it being this family-friendly convention. But Chris has joined the stage, so we're going to have him join and introduce himself and continue talking about Nova. Chris!
Hey! Glad I can make it. I have
Welcome.
one of my terrain minions in the background, too. So this is Eric.
I know that guy.
I'm the goblin in the dungeon.
Yeah, we've
Please
been
help me.
trapped in the dungeon for 2-3 days already now, just churning out terrain. So
I have.
yeah.
Oh my God, I don't want to know what it smells like down there.
I've let him eat and stuff. He gets out for fresh air occasionally.
Like 10 minutes a day walking
Actually, have to
around.
force him
Take
to
your
get fresh
dungeon
air.
man for a
That's,
walk.
I actually like it in here. I've grown very, very familiar with my prison. The
You're
fun is-
officially known as Dungeon Man. I hope that's what it's on your badge when you go.
Double.
Well, Aaron was just talking about what he's excited about to be at Nova for, to do at Nova, which would be.
I'm
hanging out with
I'm
his
excited to bring
family.
Chris food. as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we all have shifts
Thank
on
God.
doing that because Chris likes to be
Thank
on
God.
doing that because Chris likes to be a crazy person who sets up like 100 games a day or something where he never ever leaves the
Yeah.
downstairs of the convention hall and has no idea what time of day it is.
That's
So,
kind of my. I try to cram in as many games as folks can play, and then I forget that I also have to be there to be the proctor for them.
How many tables do you have this year in the
This year
40K narrative?
it's 36, I believe. So yeah,
And that's 4 people per table.
no, it's 2 people for
2
per
people.
table.
Okay. And
Yeah.
it's running like 18 hours a day.
Pretty much, yeah. So we started at about 8 in the morning with some briefings and things like that, and then it goes all the way until midnight, sometimes 1 to 2. It kind of depends because those night games are a little more casual, so we don't really have a cap on how long people can stay down there and play.
okay. Yeah. How many people do you have helping? Maybe a better question.
So there's 4 of us again this year.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's going to be, well, at least that's 4 people for the main 40K narrative, and then this year we have a ton of kind of spin-off events. They're all connected to the narrative, but they're not the main 40K narrative that you would think of when you play. So we have Spec Ops. That's something we normally have. Those are the night games. That's standard 40K. You can either come play like a regular game of 40K on some really cool tables, or you can play the bespoke missions that go with those tables if you want to, which most people choose to do. But
The bespoke missions are really fun, actually. We did a few of those at Valhalla, and
Yeah.
I always had a really it just makes it more interesting, especially if you feel like
Yeah,
you might have a disadvantaged army or don't know how to play very well.
exactly, yeah, it's a different way to play. It just kind of takes you away from the feel of it being a game per se and being something that's really set on rails to being
Mhm.
something that you're really trying to achieve some sort of narrative mission, and then you can have other agendas that you're doing. I guess I can't use the word agendas because that's something that's part of Crusade, but other missions that you're trying to accomplish that may not be the main mission on the table or may not be the pure objective control mission, and you can always try to achieve those as well. And part of the fun of it is finding out what is your opponent trying to do, right? You don't necessarily know going into the game. Are they trying to achieve the planetary control, the battlefield control, or do they have some other secret objective that they're trying to do? But yeah,
Or they just weird suicide bombers or whatever. Or they just pure chaos.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some new ones this year. So I think we just released the mission pack yesterday, or maybe it was today. I don't know. Time is really funny right now, but as I'm trying to prep for Nova. But we released the mission pack, but you'll see in it if you're part of that group that I think a good 7 or 8 of them are still redacted, which means those are new missions this year that no one's ever seen before. So those will start coming out.
So when someone shows up, they only see the mission when they get to the table?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So basically the way it works.
No army tailoring.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want anybody to
Yeah.
tailor for those missions. If it's already been a missions that has been in the past year, I don't mind if people see it, right? But if we're talking about some of the new missions, especially because a lot of times the new missions deal very heavily with influencing the shape of the narrative, right? Because it'll be that table is brought about because of whatever happened last year, and it'll probably be something that's really impacting how the story goes this year. So like last year we brought out Tormentia, which it's in the dark up there, but it's right there. That's Tormentia, and it had a big mission impact. There's a few off camera that you can't see. They had big mission impacts. I won't give any hints of what's happening this year because just in case we have any of our narrative folks watching,
Just sneaking in, looking for every advantage.
exactly, no spoilers. So yeah.
Alpha Legion. Gone.
How many years have you been like continuously like modifying the story based off of the previous year?
This is the 4th year. So basically starting right back when we started after COVID, the old storyline wrapped, and that was I want to say like 6-year storyline, maybe 5, but a pretty long storyline. But it didn't take place in the 40K universe. You just used 40K models to play the game.
Hmm.
this one takes place in the 40K universe, and it started the first year we started back with Nova. So this is going to be year 4, and it's built out to be longer, right? It doesn't have to end this year. The way the story is kind of written, it's branching storylines. There's a bunch of possibilities of things that can happen on a lot of the different planets, a lot of the different tables, and those things are really chosen, I'll say, by how the players interact. But then a lot of the details are all built by what the players are doing. So there's some really cool stories happening this year based on, who was part of certain missions on certain tables last year.
Do you want to share a bit about how last year went? Mark was wondering what the outcome was of last year.
Oh yeah. So the outcome of last year, there's 4 planets, and on every planet something happens, and then the overall story progresses as well. So I guess I'll start a little bit from the beginning, just because without knowing where we started, it's kind of hard to understand where we're at. But in the very beginning, basically, there's this system, the Aquilonium Ignatic system, and it was enveloped by the Cicatrix Maledictum, thought lost forever, and then miraculously emerged kind of unscathed, right? Everyone thought it would have been scourged by chaos, but the civilization was still there, the Imperial forces were still there, and they sent some folks to figure out what was going on. And it turns out as things happen in the 40K universe, it was kind of suspect, right? So a whole bunch of different forces found their way to this particular system and are trying to unravel the secrets of the system and figure out A, how it survived, and B, if I can turn it into a weapon, right? Because that's the human instinct, right? Something powerful must be a really good weapon. So that's kind of where we started at. Some of the events that unfolded on that, we have a lot of intrigue and betrayal with some of the main characters. We found out last year that one of them wasn't who they said they were, and ended up getting found out by the Obitus Excidium force. And so we have 2 forces also. It's a
Was
little
that
different.
Mark? Was that you? Were you the person who said it wasn't?
It was definitely Mark.
Is it? Are you? Is this a plant, Mark? Are you a plant?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I want to hear my story.
I think Jeff is right. Knowing the mission ahead of time doesn't help an orc one way or another anyway. They're like, Jacka.
There you go. Well, it could be, do you want to be brutal but cunning?
Cunning but brutal?
Brutal, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's
There's
very,
a talent
very
there.
different strategies. But there are some orc tables on there. So there's orc tables on just about every planet. There's some sort of orc table. That's just because they're just the most fun to build. Yeah, so basically where we are in the story right now is we've seen a lot of character development with some of the main characters. So Thanatrax is the tech priest who kind of kicked this whole thing off. We saw a Canoness come to the system in search of a relic and performed a ritual on it. We don't know if that ritual was successful or not. There was a little narrative write-up that I sent out a couple of weeks ago, kind of wrapping up that story and introducing to a new part of the story as she tries to take that sword to Fortuno. We had a character that was portraying himself as a Sigilite. We all know that the Sigilite order is pretty much defunct, but there's some unscrupulous folks out there claiming that sort of power. Turns out this was one of them, but he ended up being an heir to the House Ignatics, which previously owned the system, and he was sacrificed to open up some of the databases on the planet because it was a biometric type of scanner. It turns out it could have just used like one drop of blood, but they cut off a whole arm with a Death Guard plague weapon, so I don't think that's going to go too well for him.
No kill like overkill.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, what else? We have a planet that the forces of Obitus Excidium are trying desperately to crack the surface of, now that they've realized that the surface kind of seems really nurgly and that there might be something nice and juicy inside. So
Nurgly.
They set off some explosions last year, trying to crack the planet. They got something. I don't know if they got what they wanted to get, but they'll find out this year.
Mm.
and we had some folks delve into Tormentia, like I said, up there, and found a new realm that they're going to be fighting over this year, and potentially some interesting warp shenanigans that are happening on Parthas Talos, one of the other planets. So yeah, lots of stuff happening.
By
And
the way, Chris, Jeremy says hi.
hey, Jeremy, how's it going?
He's also being a jerk.
That sounds like
nice.
it.
So
I think that
okay.
I think we should spend 2 hours just listening to Stover. Keep going, please.
Just
Oh, yeah,
Let's
we
do
can
it.
do that.
Let's
do
go
it.
back 4 years and then
4
start.
years. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so from
Just
the
start
very
from the
beginning.
beginning. Just from the beginning.
Actually, I have to take you about 65 million years ago, the war in heaven. That's really got to build this thing up.
We do
65 million years ago. Was that supposed to be a thing?
It was, yeah.
65 million. I didn't know that was the time frame. Sorry, what were you saying, Aaron?
we had a question about TTRPGs.
Mm.
Like pretty much any TTRPG that you can think of is represented at Nova. Fae, Dungeons and Dragons, Easy D6. There is a whole slew of different DMs bringing the systems that they love to play to Nova Open. We have an entire dedicated space on a secret floor that's really hard to get to, which is where we should have TTRPGs.
Yeah,
and there's
obviously.
dozens of
An
games
RPG
going on.
just to get to the RPGs.
Yeah, it's an RPG
Special
to get to the
handshake
RPG.
must be obtained.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw the list recently, actually. It came up in one of our chats, and it was a pretty big list. I'd say it was like 20 or 30 different systems.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Shadowrun, Call of
Shadowrun.
Cthulhu,
Yeah,
Mythforge,
Cthulhu's always represented. Always.
40K, Imperium Maledictum, whichever one that is. D&D.
What do you want to, Jerry? What do you want to play? What are you looking for? What do you need?
No, what do you need?
We'll get it. We got
you.
4 days. We got 4 days
Next
to figure it
year.
out.
Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah,
Your
4 days.
fixer.
to try it.
Play
It's not-
library
it's not
cats. What the heck? Yeah, so all kinds, definitely for all kinds. But while Chris is talking about the narrative, it's heavily supported by the awesome costumes that you and your team have, which is part of why actually the three of us, I think, have been really championing having
Oh, yeah.
more cosplay at our events at Nova. We have a sister battle as represented by Rachel. You can follow her on Instagram. Painting by Rachel. Oh, I can't remember, but she does really good stuff, and she made her sister battle costume, which just looks fantastic.
Her
And then
costume
you as-
is so good that
Yeah.
when you look at photos of it, sometimes you're like, why is there a very large miniature? like what is happening?
We just need to get a round base stand. to
We
put
do.
people on.
I know,
That would
right?
be
And they-
awesome. Oh
so
my
they had an
gosh.
April Fool's joke for the tactical rock, the life-size tactical rock.
Yeah.
Man, they could have sold so many of those.
They
It
could have.
didn't need to be a.
Wait,
Yeah,
where let's get you can make it. You got the stuff in the back there. Just cut some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cut some
Maybe
pink
a
foam.
lot of foam. A lot of pink foam.
Do we have Traveler in the TTRPGs? I don't.
Oh, that's so specific. That's so specific. If you want, you can go to novaopen.com and click on events, go to TTE and look up RPGs and find any game you want, especially Traveler. I'm sure it's there.
I don't know. I looked up Traveler and I get a bunch of Call of Cthulhu, so I don't know what that.
Is Traveler, is it part of Call of Cthulhu?
I don't know. I'm not actually an RPG girl very much. Like, I'd rather anytime I play an RPG, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fun. Anyway, I'd kind of rather go like fight.
Except Valhalla. The Valhalla RPGs are fire.
They are awesome, but they're also kind of more chaotic, right? They're really short bursts of
Yeah, that's
just
true.
insanity
One shot.
because because Scotty runs an amazing campaign. But yes,
I'm getting called out by Jeremy. It's harsh.
I know he heckles from the chat. You got to be on guard with him.
We're all disappointed in you, actually.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Aw. Fair. Mark Miller's Traveler, whatever that is. So, yeah. I mean, admittedly, the three of us in here are either card games for Aaron, definitely tabletop for Chris, and then video games and tabletop for me. So, We don't really play too many RPGs. I'm sorry, but we have them, and Nova has them. And the whole family-friendly thing was another thing I wanted to touch on. But
I actually
Well, there's
started
RPGs at Nova too. Speaking of family
Yeah.
friendly,
I started 5e with my son and his friends this year.
yeah,
So that's been really fun to wrangle 11-year-olds into playing a game.
well, I feel like once you get it started, they really keep the game going. Like I don't think they're distracted to wander off from it. Now they're actually like figuring. The game out.
They're very invested, but I
Yeah.
had to go off the script that we were following and do a scenario custom built to teach them cooperation because they would not participate with each other. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna make a custom scenario where if they don't cooperate, essentially they all die, and they figured it out. They got through it. So
Hey,
good.
that just sounds like regular D&D.
Smart.
Is there anything else on this list?
Okay, excellent. Yes. So those are the RPGs. Are there the card games people? I guess that's kind of like picked up passively.
There is some I think unofficial Magic the Gathering stuff going on. I believe there's a Commander meetup.
Is there like
And-
a deep basement we can put
I thought
the
there was
Magic?
an official draft event. Maybe not.
There might be an official draft. I think that's hosted by one of the vendors might be doing a draft, but
Yeah.
we do not have any like official Magic the Gathering Wizards of the Coast events
Yeah.
with prize support and things like that. So there is Magic happening at the event, but it's not something that we have a partnership like with GW or
Yeah,
BattleTech or
Exactly.
those
Yeah.
the miniature companies.
There are 2 events. One's already sold out. Magic Commander is what's being
Yeah.
played there.
Which is it's pickup. It's not like hosted.
And is it pre-con or is it like
Thursday and Friday.
No,
So it's during the convention. Just in
I
the
mean,
evening.
pre-con.
No,
Oh,
bring your own. Bring your
Okay.
own deck. Yeah.
different pre-con.
Yeah. So lots of things.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering, Edge of Eternity's seal. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. Check out the tabletop events
Yeah.
thing
The
because
other thing
there's
too
loads
is
of-
that we have the open play gaming area as well. So
Mhm.
if you bring a deck or 2 or I don't know, you can probably bring 20. You can have a space to sit down and play and probably find other people that have brought decks.
All right. So Chris, I'm going to handicap you. You're not allowed to say the narrative.
What am I most looking forward to at Nova? I would say probably just seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
For me, going to these cons is really an opportunity to catch up with a lot of folks. I go to a lot of cons and I do a lot of like the GW US Opens, but I'm kind of always working them, right? So I'm not actually able to take any time to see folks. But it seems like at Nova, because so many people are walking around and it's more of a con environment of going to see everything that's going on. A lot more people come past the narrative area and I get to be like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a year. So I think, I said the word narrative. Dang, I failed. but I think for me, yeah, it's definitely getting to catch up. So.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to give I'll give a little peek behind the curtain. The Nova is like controlled chaos while you're trying to run the event. Like throughout the day, there's just so many different things happening in so many different directions. And when you're there working the event, like, you don't really have time to dig into a game or like, take time off. You're just kind of always under pressure. But there's a golden hour between like 6 and 7 o'clock. And that's when a lot of the game systems are kind of ending all at the same time. And people are leaving all the different ballrooms and they're getting ready. They're finding their friends or going out to dinner. And right at that time, I like to go into the main entryway and just listen to everybody leaving and talking about how amazing their games were, or talking about, like the funny thing that happened. And it just has this energy that just builds and rises. and you can feel that like electricity from everybody having a really good time. And honestly, like when I feel that on maybe like the first Thursday or something, that is like the best feeling of putting on a show. Even though it's a lot of work and that moment only lasts a few minutes, but it is definitely one of my favorite things.
There's always a little bit of post-con magic, I guess, where you're like, we succeeded and everyone's so happy for this little period of time before we have to go back to real life.
Yes, until the customer service emails come in. Yeah,
After. Well, and then the suggestions and what can we do better and the budgeting and whatever. But, you know, you got to take the wins where you can get them. And I think for the
I'm
most
to
part,
the
people-
mountains for like 3 days after the con. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna, like not have any contact whatsoever.
oh my goodness. Well, I mean, you're basically just nonstop talking to people and adjudicating rules and living under that blue light. So,
Yeah, right.
I
The
don't blame
blue
you.
light.
Do you guys ever get the post-con blues? Do you ever feel sad? Sad going home?
Absolutely. So that's one of the reasons that I keep doing cons like all year round, because Nova's the biggest for me. I mean, there's so many other cons that I'm doing all year round, but I don't put the same amount of like energy into the other cons as I do Nova. So there's a real big letdown period right after Nova, and I actually like caution people to that when they start working on it, because it can actually be kind of depressing, right? That you've done this thing and it all like went off, you know, really well, and you're super, super, super happy, and you've got this massive dopamine hit, and then it goes away for a little bit. So like there's kind of like, for me, there's like a dark period of no cons happening between about November, right after the Grand Narrative, and really Adepticon for me. So like a 4-month gap. There's no other place in the year where I have a 4-month gap with no hobbying stuff.
Yeah.
And really the Nova stuff hasn't really kicked off again in a massive way, with all the terrain building and all the rules writing and all the you know, creating of missions and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I could
Crunch.
do it and not have to do it, you know, 2 weeks before the con, but maybe I'll try that this year. But yeah, for sure. Definitely there's a kind of blues, post-con blues.
You just have to keep going back to them and see all your con friends again. And I think that's probably part of why, because I don't know, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with like normal person vacations, so maybe you guys can speak more to that. But I don't know that you feel as sad, I think, when you do a regular vacation. If anything, you're more looking forward to coming home.
Yeah.
But with a convention, it's like you're in a separate home type of environment.
And Valhalla used to be my post Nova Con blues.
That's right.
But now it's in a new time.
Well, now it's less of a insanity crunch for you too.
It is too. That's true. It was like, well, it didn't let me come down off the plateau, right? Because after Nova, it was like, okay, fix all the damage, like get everything repacked.
Well, yeah, there's that. No, but here's the trade-off that's beneficial for me. Is that Valhalla can test any Nova stuff that you want to try out for the next year.
Yeah, that's true. It worked. I got to bring 2 or 3 missions and really hone them in at Valhalla this year. So that was really good.
You can trial by fire with Eric in the background. Your what is he, your hobby goblin? What'd you call him?
I like that. Yes, yeah.
Dobby's a house elf.
No one give him any clothes, please.
I don't want the sun. I like it in here. The sun is scary. I was actually very sad leaving Valhalla, because that was like one of my first like vacations in a long time, and it was. I mean, it was probably. It's one of those things that I'm definitely adding to the. If my brain fires when I go out, I'll remember that moment. Be like, oh, that was one of the good ones. I liked it a lot. That was fun.
So how often is your brain firing?
Well, depends. How much coffee did I have?
Okay. Yes, coffee. Remember, be sober at Nova if you're doing anything important.
Yeah, right.
Wow, my dog just literally flipped his bowl over and threw it at me. That was great.
Is that what the barking was about?
Yeah, he was mad. He's a mad boy.
It's because he's not the center of attention right now.
He's not.
Maybe next year I will do the con circuit.
The con circuit is hard. Like it's tiresome.
I feel like it's more of a pick 2 every time.
Yeah, like now, like pre-running Nova, you know, I would run a lot of different cons, go to a lot of different cons, and play in 3 to 6 different game systems. And then, once I started working at Nova, that it really, it takes up a lot of time. Like it's a significant hobby for the entire year.
So I'm doing 10 this year.
That's
Doing 10
crazy.
conventions?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm glad you
Yeah.
don't have a pet right now. We'd never see you.
Well, that's one reason I don't have a dog, because there's no way I could be gone that many times. But a lot of that is like doing the official stuff with GW.
I feel the same.
So yeah, they're taking me to like New York Comic Con this year as well. But it's all
Nice.
gonna be in cosplay, so I'm gonna be sweating like crazy.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, 10 seems like a crazy number. And
Yeah.
you're in cosplay for all of them. Are they different costumes at least?
Some of them, yeah. So this year, I've been in the Trader Guardsman. So
Yeah,
far,
that's right.
I've been in the AdMech cosplay a couple of times.
That's pretty much just Nova, though, isn't it? Or
No,
wait a
I-
minute. No, you have 2. That's right.
I have 2, yeah. So I have the orange one for Nova that you helped me build, and then I have the red one. So yeah, it's 2 different ones. They wear the same like armor plating,
Yeah.
but the accents and underneath are different. And
Are
then that's
you-
all I've been in this year, but there's another one coming. It'll be fun. I can't
Are you-
talk about it though.
It's a secret. Then you
Yeah.
have to kill everyone.
When is Flo coming to Nova?
And then there's
we
one
need,
back
we need
here.
Flo at Nova.
When I magically have money
you.
to go to
No,
Nova.
I'm going to wear a costume.
I-
You gotta make me.
So
You guys promised me.
The orc back there I wore within the past 365 days. That one was rough.
Let's just be clear.
Ooh.
You wear the orc every night before bed. That's
I
just
cannot get into it by myself. It takes 3 people. So
Exactly.
maybe I go. Maybe I go before I leave the dungeon.
I'm also a squire, unfortunately.
So your hobby goblin stays very busy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
eventually I'd like to
goblins.
go to
There's like a
Nova.
really
I just
standard
I don't
goblin.
have the capital to be able to make it out there.
maybe you should
What?
teach some seminars. I know some people
There you
that,
go, yeah.
that are
You-
that could hook that up.
You could. It's called, your painting skills definitely there, and you're fast. So if you could teach that, I feel like that's its own market. Because there's the hardcore flexors, and this is no like criticism against the people who do it, but it's like I always felt like non-metallic metal was like a hard flex, or like, look what I can do, and I'm like, I just use metallic paint.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's
basically
actually-
what I use also, but that's because I do commission work. So
The bigger flex is here's a whole army in a weekend.
You did.
I mean,
it.
But it also looks.
I can
decent.
do a whole
Yeah.
army in like
Yeah.
a week or 2.
Yeah.
But I don't do things on like a just throw paint on and get it on the table either. I always like to have at least low lights, the base color paint, and highlights on everything. So there's a certain level that I always paint to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
All
Try
right,
that.
so if
That's
she's
fun.
commission
That's cool.
painting for you, now you know how to get an extra little oomph because she's
There you
gonna do a minimum high quality.
So this year we're actually having a cosplay contest event type of thing.
We are having an official cosplay contest with awards, which is fun.
Mhm.
Last year we had a cosplay meetup. We didn't have official awards. We did have an official photographer who took amazing
Oh
photographs.
yeah, wonderful.
And we had I want to say 25 people, I think, about in
Okay.
costume over the course of the event, and maybe like 15 that all showed up at the same time for the photographs. So it was a pretty big group of people. Most of the cosplay is focused around 40K and Age of Sigmar and the sort of games that are represented at the con. But yeah, we have an open cosplay contest for the first time with an actual award, and I think that's going to be really fun.
Yeah. No, I think
I've been super encouraged by what I've been seeing in the Discord with folks making new cosplays for this year. It seems like a really high percentage of at least the narrative folks are really embracing cosplay as part of the narrative.
And yet they put you all in the back corner. Why is that? We got to get you guys front and center.
Yeah, we'll try. It's kind of just the way that room is laid out. It's tough, and I know GW wants us in there.
yeah.
So they want us in the room with the GW store. so kind of limits a lot of the spaces you can be.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jenga. It looks like
Yeah.
that happens with the rooms and making space for all of the different events, especially if they're shared spaces. You've got to do turnover.
Yeah,
So-
if you want to talk about what running a con is, let me tell you, it's setting up and taking down tables. That's what it is. It's how many
It's a whole lot
Looking
tables
of
at your
Tetris.
phone
and
to
telling
see
people what
emergency
table they're
is.
standing at. That's all it is. It's how many tables can you set up and who is standing at what table. Like that is what we do for 5 days. I think the count is 1,100 tables get set up in the first 8 hours of move-in, and then of those 1,100 tables, 600 of them have to be taken down and redeployed for various events over the course of the week. So the actual number of table moves is about 2,500 tables. It's crazy. It's
Probably
crazy.
more this year, given
maybe,
what we're doing on Wednesday night.
because of the GW event on Wednesday. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
almost probably 60% of the international ballroom is changing.
Yeah. That's going to be a big changeover. So for those people who've been to other events like Adepticon or LVO or Nova in the past, you might be aware that Games Workshop likes to support us and these events, which is really great. It's awesome to have them there. And one of the things they'll do is, in the past, they've done like a reveal where they'd have like, people on stage and they'd show off new stuff and they would live stream it and you could be in the room, and it was really fun. But now they're pivoting to what I think is going to be a much more interesting evening. It's a much more interactive evening where they're doing multiple events simultaneously. It's still ticketed, it's still limited, but they're having Space Marine 2 video game tournament. They are having a paint and take with a pre-release model. They are having a Games Workshop pub trivia, which is also co-sponsored by Vossen, which is doing a custom Nova open beer, which we started doing last year, and now we also have the Nova open beer this year. So the Wednesday night Games Workshop event is going to be like a really big departure from what they've been doing in the past, but I think it's also going to be tremendously fun.
Yeah, they've received some good feedback online, or some good comments about kind of transitioning away from the reveals to something new and something fresh. So I think it'll be really cool to see how that works at Nova.
Okay, interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'm sure it should be. I'm sure we'll hear one way or the other what people think.
That's true.
How many? Do you remember what the attendance was last year?
It was just shy of 4,000, including volunteers.
Oh wow. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're looking to be around there at least this year, I would think, if not more.
I think the target's
Yeah.
capping 4,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we're
good.
capping around 4,000. Now, that's not necessarily like 4,000 people in the space on Friday at 8 p.m. It's 4,000 individual attendees spread out between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, it's still a lot of people, probably at any one given time, maybe like 2,000 to 3,000 at max, but a total of 4,000 unique badges will be showing up.
Actually, it's probably worth touching on that a little bit, because I've been to very small conventions, I've been to very big conventions, and the medium
Indie
conventions
We love
are
Storm.
wonderful. Indie Storm was lovely. But like, you want the convention to be busy enough that there's always something to do, and that you never feel like you're, in a ghost town or something, and that nothing's shutting down super early. But you also don't want to be so crowded where you just feel like you're smooshing past people all the time. And Nova never feels like you're smooshing past people all the time, even though it can feel busy, especially when the tournaments are live. But
Or the in between rounds part.
Yeah, or you're waiting for food at the.
Or you're waiting for food. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think last year they did a little better with the food waiting thing. I think we got a system this year that's going to be a little better as well. So
Yeah.
was
But,
this
like-
thing where you could like order food to your table or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think we also I think we have 175 volunteers this year in some capacity or not, ranging from an event lead or somebody helping on one day to somebody helping full time for all 5 days of the convention plus move in and move out. And that's absolutely amazing to see, because like without having, those people come and help make the event what it is, like we would not be able to pull it off. So like each event with their own individual leads and their staff, and Chris is one of those people. He wears a lot of different hats, but very, very amazing to see such a large, diverse group of people come in and help us make such an amazing convention and experience. Like,
well, we talk about the family friendly feel of the con, right? And that's for our attendees, but also you have to think about, for our volunteer base, right? It is a family. Yeah. So it's been really, really exciting to come into the con, 4 years ago and still feel 4 years later that everyone's still just as excited and just as enthusiastic about wanting to be a part of helping the con succeed, right? The volunteer community here is just continues to amaze me every single year.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, what if people only go to the Wednesday night event? Is that still too posh? Because you're implying that they're going from Wednesday to Sunday, which I get it. That's real posh. That's a posh con goer. But what if they just go Wednesday night? Is that still posh?
And what if they're local?
Yeah, what if they're local? What if they're just walking by?
Jeremy, always keeping the chat lively. Yeah, I know a lot of the volunteers have known each other for a long time. Well, you, Chris, started as a volunteer, I assume, way back.
Yeah, way back. Yeah, so I've probably
back when dinosaurs roamed the air.
65 million years ago, I believe, is when.
Okay, Chris started 65 million years ago. Fact check true.
Yeah, I started back probably. Let's see, when did I move from Japan? 2015. So 2015 was the first year.
Thanks, Jeremy.
I started.
What year?
2015.
Okay. Oh, wow.
This is your 10-year anniversary.
Did you go to conventions before
we had a
Nova?
COVID year, so.
Yeah.
Math, it still works. The math still works.
Yeah. But did you go to conventions before Nova? Or
off and on. Yeah, so it kind of depended. While I was in the military, it was tough.
Yeah.
Figuring out which ones to go to and when. In fact, I'd been to a Nova prior to that when I was stationed, back over this direction before. But that was just as an attendee, not as someone who was helping out.
Right. Okay. And then I think I I've gone to conventions for a while, probably since 2010. But as far as tabletop games, that started in like 2013-ish. I don't know. But yeah, I like the mid-sized conventions and I like seeing them grow, but as long as they grow reasonably, they don't grow to like where they overfill the convention space.
Yeah, I always say like,
you guys have been barely going to conventions. What's going on here? Like,
I said that's just for Nova, but I feel like conventions that grow without conscious direction kind of tend to lose their identity, right? But then conventions that don't grow kind of tend to lose their luster. So there's a really
fine sweet spot.
It's tough. It's tough.
Where it's like you got to grow, but you got to grow responsibly. You got to grow in a way where you're keeping in mind what makes your con special, so that you're not losing that feeling. I mean, if you're just about growth, yeah, you can probably find ways to keep people coming. But that's not Nova, right? That's not who I think we are. It's, definitely we want to have that feeling still persist. So you may see a slower growth with Nova, but that's all intentional, right? That's to make sure that we're growing in the right way at the right time with the right feeling and keeping our attendees coming back for the right reasons.
Yeah, feeling like they're being attended to, which again the volunteers do a fantastic job of. So, and they're expanding into new things like the cosplay, pushing into that. So if you're going to Nova, put on something so I have an excuse to give you this fancy ribbon.
In perfect Nova orange, the ribbon is in
Yes, it can be in Nova Orange, or it can be in your own favorite color too. That's fine. It does not have to be Nova Orange. But
For Paul, that would be purple.
for Paul, that would be purple. Yes, exactly.
Paul, are we purple buddies? Are we purple buddies, Paul?
Probably.
But wait, hold on, Paul. What shade of purple?
Oh no.
I need to know the shade.
I've
You've
been to-
never been to a con.
Well, this is such a perfect segue.
Let me tell you about a con that you can go to next week.
There is. There's a fantastic one. Is hotel space still available?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe plan for next year.
We actually, so right across the street is another hotel that we have a partnership with too. So if you're fine just walking across the street, there's still space there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good color, purple.
I go to Adepticon, Gen Con, and Warfare weekend. I feel like they're going to do the right things to grow responsibly, although absolutely magnitude of each one's attendance is pretty different. Yeah, Gen Con is, of course, the big boy in that equation. I've never been to Gen Con because I've gone to PAX a few times, and I hated being around 65,000 other people. So I've not been interested in going to Gen Con.
I just got back from Gen Con.
How was it? How was Gen Con 2025?
I don't know anything that was more than 50 feet away from me. So I was working the dungeon
Case
crawl.
and point.
So yeah.
So if you are, the actual segue I was going to say is, if you're going to be attending a convention, what are some tips to, be well prepared, handle travel, not get sick during or after the convention? These are tips, they're not guarantees. You're going to be around a bunch of people. Your immune system is what it is. But there are definitely things you can do to help mitigate all of the negative consequences of being around 4,000 of your best friends.
This doesn't apply to Chris because he literally can't do what I'm about to say, because his job at our con is to bring too much stuff. Yeah. But the number one thing that you can do to make your con experience good is bring less and have stuff to carry things so that you can buy more. I would say the most stressful cons that I've ever gone to is when I, was like, oh, I need my X-Wing army, and I need 2 40K armies, and I need 5 commander decks, and I need this, and all of this stuff. And managing all of that was like very stressful. And over the years of going to cons, I just keep paring down to the minimum essentials that I need to do something at the con. Now I understand, if you are a competitive 40K player and you are playing in all of the 40K events that you can play in, so that'd be the team tournament, the grand narrative, and the grand general tournament, you might have to bring 3 armies. I get it, or 4 armies even. But if you're going, stay drunk. That's it's a family.
Right, that's bad advice. Let's just be clear.
Stay drunk on fun. That's what we like to say. Stay drunk on fun. But keep what you're bringing down. Like don't try to bring everything. Don't try to do everything, and be open to trying new things when you're at the con.
Okay. A big part of that is just planning. So, a convention should have their whole schedule of events available, which, using a service like TTE or whatever the event service is, so you can always see what it is you're even interested in doing. Because I've learned that going to conventions, there's not a whole lot you can actually get into last minute. There are things, there's casual drop-in stuff, but a lot of the seminars do end up selling out.
If you want to do art, if you want to do art, and if you want to learn specific things from specific people, then you got to be on top of that, because they sell out really fast. But if you just want to go to Nova Open and take a painting class, there's classes available. There's a class available if you're not picky about I'm here to learn non-metallic metal so I can show Miranda up.
Yeah,
there's
that's
also
fair.
Hobby Haven, right? So
there's also just chilling out in the Hobby Haven,
and there's going to be great
artists. A lot of people just go over
there.
Yeah. I'll show you stuff. Comfy
shoes. Yes, absolutely.
Unless you're in cosplay, you sometimes make the sacrifice for the style.
But, I don't.
Have a separate pair of shoes or something.
I have custom insoles in my AdMech.
Oh, that's right. Those boots. Yeah, they're boots though. They don't seem so crazy.
Well, as
Yeah.
someone who doesn't go to a ton of conventions, but I would say don't over schedule yourself either.
Yeah, that's what I
You
was
want to
going to
make
say.
time so you can hang out with other people, so you have time to eat, so you're not feeling rushed going from one place to another, so you can't experience what's around you. You're
Yeah.
gonna be able to also walk around and just enjoy being there.
Andrew Fairbanks, it sounds like you've made that mistake.
I've made that mistake. I've been to War Machine tournaments where like me and Tommy and
I thought you didn't. I thought War Machine you didn't have to paint. I thought.
well, I
paint-
do. I
paint-
actually
paint
care
was not
about that.
required.
Okay, hold up. Erica and the Tried and True team have been doing a fantastic job rebuilding the War Machine meta, and I love every single thing they're doing. And I just wish I could put some more energy toward it. I've not been able to. But if you are into War Machine, go follow them because
Yeah,
they're
Erica
doing
is
fantastic work.
one of the best human beings on the planet. If you have a chance to go to Nova Open and find the War Machine room, you should find Erica and give her a high five because she rocks.
They are going to be in the main room this year, I think. So
Yeah, I think they doubled their number of players.
Wow.
Yeah.
see, thank you, Thomas. Thank
So
you.
that's a testament to the new edition, right?
Well, the new addition, the new ownership.
The new ownership, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's had a bit of a culture change in general. But the nice thing with what Erica and her team does is they actually run a narrative like you do.
Exactly.
think-
They're on a really great narrative. Yeah.
Mhm. And that seems like a really wonderful way to build a community for gaming because, you know, there's always going to be the tournament people. Tournament people just do what tournament people do. Like they are a little bit fire and forget, like not to be mean to tournament people, but you know, they're going, they want to go win, they want to know the rules and whatever. It's like for everyone else who's like, I don't know, maybe I want to play. Maybe I can have like this whole story told about it while I'm doing that. That sounds really nice. So, I mean, your table's actually telling a story. There for the War Machine stuff. Erica and her crew actually have GMs at the table that will narratively impact what is happening based on, you know, what the players are talking about. They're like, I don't know, can I do this thing? It's not in the rules, but what if I, you know, creatively explain how that could happen? And they can be like, yay or nay on that, which is
and they play with terrain too. So as a terrain guy,
they play
I
with
love
terrain.
it.
Yeah,
One
make
of the
terrain
funnest
3D
War Machine
again.
games was playing War Machine on a Mordheim table. So
That was great.
that was crazy.
That was really difficult.
Wait, War Machine with like actual terrain? Like
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? It's been
Not
a
just
minute
actual
now.
terrain, but playing on a congested Mordheim table.
Yeah, that was bananas because
Yeah.
there are not good rules for things like climbing stairs. But yes, exactly. I think that's wonderful. So yes, cool,
There's a lot
awesome.
of narrative formats at Nova. I want to say that, like percentage wise,
Well,
Nova
AOS has
a
one,
pretty
right?
high percentage.
AOS, Lord of the Rings, War
Okay.
Machine,
Yeah.
40K,
30K,
30K,
Okay.
Kill Team.
Kill Team, and does BattleTech have a narrative? I feel like BattleTech has something.
I don't know.
I have to check on that one.
They're always such nice guys. Every time I talk to the BattleTech people, I'm like, man, I need to play this game someday. And then I don't.
The first miniature I ever painted was a BattleTech miniature, and all I had was bright orange house paint, and it was beautiful.
Nova mascot before you knew.
True. That's a good point. Yeah, it was definitely orange. Nova
Bring it
orange.
out. We should put it in the museum.
In the museum. Yeah, that's a fun thing that we're going to have this year. So, we have a big part of the convention is managing the storage. We have a lot of storage outside of the convention, and so over the past 2 years, we've been going through the storage and trying to clean things up and make things more organized for reasons of running a convention. But we've been finding just this treasure trove of Nova history, and one of our volunteers and op directors has put together a museum of Nova history that you'll be able to see at the Nova store, which is really cool. It's really fun to see all the coins and the cups and everything. It's really fun.
Hands up if you paint your models in primer black. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they start that way.
Yeah.
I always started in primer gray.
Not since contrast paint.
Yeah.
Now
I guess-
that contrast paint exists, there's what's black primer? I don't know. Zenithal
primer
highlight?
a lot.
I I don't
Well,
think
you
so.
paint, you prime in black, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, but she's actually painting.
She's
Yeah.
actually like, good at
She's
it.
not just sloshing. She's just not sloshing on speed paint.
Okay.
Slapchop still starts with black sometimes.
Excellent. Excellent. What version of BattleTech do you want to play? Alpha Standard or Alpha Strike?
Robert, let me ask you, what do you want us to play?
What do you want to?
What do
No,
you
no,
want
no,
us to
no.
want
This
to
is
play?
not. If people got what they wanted out of my channel, I'd have way more battle reports up. But I'm sorry, I don't do that. I don't know. I think I have the Alpha Strike box from some swag bag I got. Oh, okay. So go to a convention. You usually have a bunch of swag. Let's talk about that a bit.
Yeah.
So we have the Supernova bags and even the regular.
Supernova, Dwarf Nova, and then also
Archers.
a variety of other products that you can get from participating in different events.
Right. And those are usually, from different people or whatever.
Vendors and sponsors and things like that. But the two main swag bags is the Supernova and the Dwarf Nova, which this year the Supernovas sold out in 1 minute and 53 seconds. So that was a record sale.
Hold on. How fast did the narrative sell out, Chris?
Like seconds.
The narrative I think was sold out before tickets opened somehow. I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, I want to say it was like 8 seconds or something like that.
people are standing where the tables are at the convention right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
waiting
they're
for the narrative.
Out right now at the narrative section, just waiting to see if somebody dropped.
What is your wait list at for narrative?
It was more than I had in the narrative. I can check it really quickly.
That's
see.
crazy. There are more people on the wait list than are in the game. That is insane.
So yeah, so there's 4 different types of tickets. One of them has 12 tickets and 17 on the wait list. The other one has 12 tickets and 18 on the wait list. The other one has 28 tickets and 20 people on the wait list.
Jeez.
And the last one has 28 tickets and 24 people on the wait list.
Do you know? Do you have, Jeff? Do you have any idea how long it, like the quality level of Chris's boards?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Is the limiting factor to make
Yeah,
it grow.
so we don't play on just like standard GW boards. We play on bespoke, custom, created from scratch tables, and that's kind of something I'm not willing to compromise on. So yeah, I think theoretically we could be over 100 people, but there's also a point where if you're trying to engage with everyone and not just have people come play a game, but actually have them interacting with you as they're playing, being able to DM live what's going on tables, and for me as a person just trying to remember what's happening on 40 different tables at a certain round.
So you have minions for?
Yeah, I'm training these guys up. They're okay.
Get back to it, Hobby Goblin. I see you relaxing.
Hobby Goblin.
I would like to file a complaint.
You can file it directly with me, and I'll file it right away. But yeah, so there's a bunch of factors that go into it, other than just what's the max capacity we could have, because it's again one of those things where we talked about the con and how you grow a con and keep the feel. It's the same thing for the narrative, right? Yeah. You can't grow too fast and maintain the right feeling.
Right.
It could very easily turn into just people coming to play a game and then coming up and reporting your scores if you haven't built in the right structure to allow for the growth.
So when people are, because I see there's a queue, at the end of people's games, they queue up to report to you anyway. Are they telling you what happened in the game too?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a whole notes section that I write down for like cool things that have happened and how it impacts specifically the story, what factions were involved, what we have a concept called Warlord Incarnate, which is a representation of you on the battlefield. So it's not just, hey, these are my forces and this is my warlord this game. It's no, this is you, like that's your character that you're playing. So being able to write those into the story and figuring out how they interact with the other like NPCs that are part of the story. And those things happen mid game too. So like last year we introduced the concept of actually having models for all of the characters, which I can pull some out, but being able to in game go up to a certain character and say, hey, I'm going to try to interact with this character. Here's a few. And I'm going to try to, get information or capture that character, or, try to fight that character. So, we've got Daz right here. We've got Danatrax.
Which is you.
No. Can't break the immersion. We've got our Air Ignatics right there. And then our Sister of Battle with her sword. So, yep. So yeah, we introduced that this past year, and it was really awesome. Like it gave people something different to focus on the battlefield.
Which is why we can't support 100 people.
Yeah,
It might be tough.
I had 4 more people as proctors and introduced 4 more characters than because these are only on one table at any given time, right? So it's not there for everybody. So you have to come up with cool things that everyone can interact with on all the different tables. So yeah, it's tough. That also means I have to write 4 more character backstories and 4 more sets of character injects. So each one of these has like a certain number of secrets that you can find out that help you in your decision making.
Oh yeah.
For what you're trying to do. So yeah, it'd be a lot of extra work if I had 160 players instead of 80. So.
Well,
so
we
get
have
to it. What? No, I'm kidding.
we have in that room on Saturday, 560 players between all the GW 40K events in the Grand Ballroom, I believe. Yeah, like in over the at one time at peak hours.
For what it's worth, it still doesn't feel like you're squishing through people. There's a couple of stores in that same room too, so you want to go in there to at least check those out.
There is the Grand Ballroom is really interesting because it's a giant oval.
It looks like an alien spaceship. Let's be real, it's awesome.
It does.
Cool.
It looks like
really
a Covenant, like a Covenant spaceship. But it has
Except
like
better
a slight
than the movie Alien Covenant, which is terrible.
different Covenant. But it has like a tier, like a higher level space that goes all the way around. And when you first walk into the room, you have the Games Workshop store, and then you have a variety of other stores, and then that leads right into the Grand Narrative, which is on the back wall, and then on the main floor, the 40K GT and the 40K team tournament, depending on what time and what day.
Right. And Kill Team's there too.
Is Kill Team in the main room this year?
Yeah.
I thought we had to move it because it was too big, but maybe it's still there.
I think certain. So we have like 3 or 4 different Kill Team events, right? So Thursday has a Kill Team narrative. Then there's a Kill Team GT. Then there's Kill Team that's part of Machinations Unbound. So there's a bunch of Kill Team.
So for any events people sign up for, it's going to tell them where to go, I assume.
Yeah.
And then we've got maps everywhere. Like every floor by an escalator has a map.
Yeah, it's in the guidebook too.
And it's in the guidebook.
I don't know if we put it on the back of the badges this year. I don't think we did this year.
I don't know. There might be QR codes.
There's a QR code for sure.
Yeah.
So I know that for a fact there's a QR code on the back of the badge that'll link you to where you need to go for floor layouts and stuff. But yeah.
So try to make it easy on you, because that's one of the other things. If you've never been to a convention before, like it can feel a little overwhelming. Like, I don't know, maybe first day at school or something where you're like, where do I go for these things? So
yeah, Nova's a little unique in that one too, because of how we're structured and how we're kind of fit into this space. Like a lot of the cons are just
like a big square room.
Big square rooms, right? And that's it. You're either in room A or you're in room B, and you can just kind of fumble around until you find what you need. But
you find your pack of nerds.
Yeah. At Nova, there's the big international ballroom, but then there's also the other big room, but Columbia, but then also we're on 4 different floors.
Yep. Including the secret one.
including a
including the
secret one.
floor.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know where that is yet.
Have you never been to the first floor?
It's part of the scavenger hunt, which we're also having this year. So go find it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good to have the map for Nova because it's kind of cool because it's very like a quest, right? Trying to find where you're supposed to go. Not cool if you're late.
True.
Yeah.
Be considerate.
Yeah.
Be clean. Be bathed. Be hydrated. There's hydration stations. So here's one of the other things that actually annoys me about other conventions. Is depending on the place you go, they can be really stingy with water, and Nova is not. So there's lots of places to make sure that you're getting water, because if you feel a headache coming on, it's either sleep deprivation or dehydration. So
And it's too late.
Or someone doesn't know the rules.
But drink water. And the comfy shoes is a great idea, but drink lots of water. Food shouldn't be that hard to get. I mean, they have food in the hotel, and there's other places like, I don't know, around, I guess you can go.
Yeah. There's two restaurants in the hotel. There's a grab and go shop in the hotel. We've got food stations set up, like 3 or 4 different locations.
And to handle the sweaty gamers that are in the middle of a tournament, you can have food delivered, I guess, to your table. So
yep.
That's kind of, I wonder how much that's going to be utilized. I'm really curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it gets utilized a lot at the places I've been to. So
what the heck? You don't use it? Like Aaron and I are always getting your food.
Well, not that I use it. I just see it get used. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get there, Chris, you're the different person.
Oh yeah, I have dietary restrictions. My restrictions are it must be hand delivered by someone as a sign of servitude.
Yes,
that's the dietary restriction.
I put it on my back and crawl it through the convention.
Yeah. The job title changes to snack minion.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, no, there is actual tableside food delivery. So there's QR codes on the tables, and during the food service hours at the hotel, you can place an order, and they will bring food to a table. It's really cool.
I guess the weather's gonna. I haven't even checked the weather on
that.
it.
Don't say that. Don't leave the hotel. What are you talking about?
Well, there's nothing outside the hotel.
Yeah, there's nothing outside the hotel. Everything you need is inside the hotel.
I hope it gets back up to 90 degrees.
No, actually, it's a really nice location because you're on the main thoroughfare for Washington D.C. So if you're not familiar with Washington D.C., you can just kind of exit the con and turn left and walk straight, and you will wind up pretty much in the center of things. You are within walkable distance. I mean, it's like a mile, but it's definitely walkable to get to monuments and museums and whatnot. And then we're also very close to the Ambassador Row. So like just 2 blocks over, you can walk and see all the different embassies that line the street, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, the architecture there is pretty cool.
And you're close to the metro too, so if you don't want to walk all the way to the mall,
yeah, you can hop. I think it's like
metro.
It's about 50 like 3 blocks to the metro, 15-minute walk about. Yeah.
And that's like the whole subway system, right?
That's the subway system, and then you take it like 3 stops, and you're pretty much at the mall, and then from there you can go wherever you want.
Yep.
Oh man, we walked last year.
I
got in so many steps.
Stare at the Washington Monument.
You're like, there was a metro the whole time.
Yeah.
Mostly, I just don't want to have to figure out like however you deal with the metro and like what card or whatever you need. So like, we can just walk. It's fine as long as it's not dark out. I don't care. So. Problem is that I've never been to DC. So I'd really want to do all the things, and I'd have to take like 3 weeks. I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like you can do multiple trips. Like
not really. You can take advantage of the hotel block
3 times.
Yeah, you come to Nova 3 times. Yeah,
it starts with coming the first time.
And you want to break it up into chunks anyway, like to see all of those sites. If you see them all in one like furious go, I feel like you forget.
Like I would say, if I had to pick one museum for your DC trip, I would pick the Spy Museum.
The
Spy Museum was pretty cool.
The Spy Museum
cool.
is
It's brand new. It
awesome.
just got redone. Like, well, not brand new. It's maybe 5 years old now, but it's one
in the new
newer-
space. It's an old museum,
Yeah.
but in the new
Yeah,
space. Yeah.
It's one of the newer museums.
It's so cool.
I would pick the Udvar-Hazy Center,
Ooh.
and now that'll take you got to take the metro out towards like Chantilly, but so there's 2 air and space museums.
Yeah.
For DC. There's the Air and Space Museum that's in DC, and it's got some cool stuff, but it's space limited. The Udvar-Hazy Center
That's the real deal.
has like historic aircraft in it. So it's got a shuttle. It's got a space shuttle. It's got an SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah, SR-71.
It's got
Whatever. New Mexico had those first.
So it's got the plane that dropped the atomic weapons. So
it has every bird that's ever been developed as a spy instrument.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
birds.
That's the Natural History Museum.
No
sorry.
birds are real. Right?
That's
Those aren't real.
Hey, the Spy Museum did. They had the bird.
I know
It
they
was
do.
awesome.
They do. Yeah, they had the pigeon with the camera on it. Yeah.
Great.
No, Jeff, the Spy Museum is incredible.
Thank you, Jeff.
I need to go see that. I didn't even know that was there.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's in a really cool looking building too. It's all like black.
Josh from CGN promised that he was going to come on and bother me, and here he has. He's done
Wow,
it.
he took long enough. Thanks, Josh. Well, that sounds really fun to check out. Whenever I was at Adepticon, I got to stay an extra day, and Aaron, for my birthday, took me to the Museum of Science and Industry, which was fantastic. But we didn't get to stay long enough. There was so much more to check out. So those types of things are really cool to go see. So yeah, spend an extra day, take advantage of the hotel block, and for the rates, and then do some convention stuff and then do some sightseeing. And because Nova is so family friendly, like if you bring spouse, children, all that, like you actually can do like.
Yeah.
The convention doesn't exclude your family from participation, right?
So it's not like they're just going to be sitting in the hotel wondering what to do for the 3 or 4 days.
The hotel is also just like a regular DC hotel, so the concierge service can and does set up DC tours if you want them to, if that's something you're interested in.
Well, there you go.
So like my mom went on the DC at Sunset tour, which left from the hotel, and she had a really great time. So
nice. Okay, well that's worth checking out. Or you can just walk everywhere and get a bajillion steps.
Or you can just walk everywhere.
Yeah. Although walking the convention hall will give you your steps too. Which
That's
again,
true.
stay hydrated and wear comfy shoes.
I
don't know,
stay
any
in
other-
one little corner and somehow I get like 20,000 steps.
Well, you're walking around that secret back hallway a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah. We can't talk about the secret back presidential hallway. We can't talk about it.
No, we can't. There's too many secrets. We'll have to share all those after Nova. Well, so anything else you guys want to share about Nova before I share some photos from Facebook of my lovely chat attendees who are sharing the things they're working on?
Did someone say start taking vitamin C now? Zinc.
Yeah, magnesium and zinc.
Magnesium, zinc, vitamin C, ginkgo, star anise.
And then the hydrate. Stay ahead of any hydration needs. Once you feel it, you're too far behind.
Don't drink the hand sanitizer. That's not
life.
Water.
Like don't drink that ever. That's not just for cons.
I feel like all of these suggestions are coming from like real life incidences.
It's like every warning label is because somebody did it.
Yeah, the number of interesting incidences is definitely. I was not prepared for some of the things that we have to deal with at the con.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so it sounds like you guys are fairly excited about Nova next week. That we'll all get to hang out again and stay very busy and probably too busy to see each other much, but a little bit.
Well, when you bring me food, that'll be.
You let me. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Thanks. I'll make sure it's mostly not poisoned.
Thanks.
You show up, there's like a bite out of everything. What? I tested it for poison for you.
No, that's because I'm gonna make him eat it now first. You're now also the food taster goblin. So make sure
Oh my goodness.
poison me.
That's the blonde one. That's not me.
He's like, I get to eat.
No, you have to spit it out.
I may be a slave, but I'm a useful one.
Oh my goodness. Stay away from the radioactive. I hopefully.
Oh, we got a huge super chat.
No,
Wow. That money goes straight to Chris. Make sure that money goes to Chris.
Wait, no, that's
poison funding.
That's the poison funding. That goes to Miranda. If you want me to not die, there's the antidote funding that you need to donate to.
You'll be well taken care of. Don't worry.
Yeah, if someone
$20
wants to donate
doesn't
a
get you
stock,
that much
we can get free too.
Yeah, so if you want to join the conversation and be part of the Nova community while Nova's not going on, you can join our Discord. We have a lot of activity there, especially around the narrative all year round, and now with cosplay and general events. So that's a really great way to just like stay in touch and share projects and figure out what's going on, and like kind of start getting a sense of the Nova community is in our Discord channel.
Yes, definitely do check it out.
Yeah, I would love seeing like all year round people are posting progress pictures and things like that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
The death race has been really cool to see.
Yeah.
All the conversions that people are doing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So come check that out on Thursday and Friday night in the narrative section.
But after seeing the game panel with me on Thursday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Because
that's going to be super awesome, and you get to pick the brains. And I know some of you in here are interested in game design or have talked about it, or we've all had our perfect game. You can actually pick the brains of people who have really made games, from industry questions to general design choices and all of that sort of thing.
You can also just criticize their game to them.
You can do that.
that'll make the moderator's job really hard.
I'll just be like, nah, I'm allow it. What do you have to say? As long as you're constructive, honestly, I feel like.
Listen, they can handle it. These guys, like the people, these game designers, they can handle almost any question you throw at them. It's pretty impressive, actually. Like, they love their game, and more than their game, they love talking about how they made their game. So.
How much leg can I show in cosplay? We have all the cosplay rules written on the website. And for you, Jeff. No, Jerry. Depends on how tall you are.
Most of it. Not all of it, but most of it.
You have to be decent, like TV skanky, not.
Remember when we talked about family friendly before?
We're kind of family.
Yeah. Anyway, the rules are written. I wrote those months ago, so I stand by whatever I said. We have some photos from what happens a lot of times when I post about the live show that I'm going to be doing is people from my audience will post progress photos of things they're working on. And some of them are extraordinarily talented. Many of my guests are.
Only some of them.
Only some, yeah. We won't say out loud who is and isn't.
Dexter's pretty high-fiving. He's made
this is awesome
mission tables.
Yeah.
I feel like it competes with yours, to be honest, Chris. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff for like Blood and Plunder and the naval stuff, but it's so cool. Like they had that lighthouse opens up. We've seen like parts of the inside of it. Let me see what else he's got here. So this is just some other stuff from the board. This is kind of it all being put together though, because we've seen all of those buildings and they're all scratch built. Every single.
Is it coming to Nova?
Not yet, but
we need to get it to Nova. You can sign up to run a Blood and Plunder event.
That's
another narrative.
Yeah, narrative.
Is that flame at the top of the lighthouse? Yeah, that's how it's lit.
That's how lighthouses work.
Flame. Jeremy submitting his miniature of the week.
Whoa.
Pretty cool
Yeah, that
stuff.
kind of looks like Thedge.
It looks like who?
Thedge, the character I played.
Oh, yes. So good job, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
So the question is, Chris, which side of that weapon would you prefer to be hit by?
I'd do the hitting with that weapon.
We've got a War Machine model here, actually, from Menoth, from the Protectorate of Menoth. Hopefully
Nice.
a faction that makes a comeback. It's a version of the Lantern Man from the Grimkin, so it's definitely playable. Oh,
Hey, it's
interesting.
purple.
Like what you did with that. It's very plum purple, yes.
How do we feel about plum purple, Aaron?
Plum purple's good. Amethyst purple's better.
Delete it.
Matthew also working on some terrain here. We've got the Hobbits hiding out.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Just keep the terrain coming.
No, the terrain stuff on here, like, dude, check
Yeah.
out my Facebook. Like, there's some really cool stuff on there. And then Thomas, award-winning painter. Like I said, I've got very talented people in my chat
Nice.
rocking some. What is he?
Is anybody in chat entering Capital Palette?
Hypno
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Capital Palette at all.
Yeah, we can touch on that. So, and something that probably Flo would end up entering if she
Yeah.
goes, say, next year, maybe.
I feel like that
So-
could be in there.
Yeah.
That was, that was
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas is amazing at his craft. But yeah, so Capital Palette is it the largest now? It's enormous.
It's very, very big.
One of.
It's one of the largest for sure. But what's really nice about Capital Palette is the way that it is set up and the way that it's judged. So you have different entry levels depending on the skill level that you're coming to the competition at. And the judges will help you place your model in the best area that they think your model will fit in. So, if they feel that you are a novice or a journeyman or a master, they will place you into the correct category. But besides having so many different categories and having entry levels for all these different skill bases, is you're not being judged against other models. You're being judged against your model and your skill, which means in a category, if they feel there's 5 gold medalists, then 5 people will win gold. If they feel that there's 1 gold medalist and 20 bronze, then that's the way that they'll hand out the awards. There is still a best in show and a best in category, but you have this really awesome competition where you get feedback. You put in your model, the judges, who are all world-class painters, are going to take time. They're going to look at the model. They're going to give you feedback. They're going to tell you, what they think that's good and what's bad. And then the more times you come, you start seeing people like make that journey, up through the different categories and start winning more prizes. And it's really amazing to see. And because you're not being, because it's not just like a first, second, third situation, that the award that you get is going to be personal to you, and it's okay if there's 5 other gold medalists, like that's actually cool, right? Because you all did gold medal work.
When you all earned it, which it's
exactly.
And you get to actually talk to the judges, I believe.
You do. They do a huge amount of feedback. It's very,
and that's
very
something
important.
that's super unique to Capital Palette, is being able to, after the judging, sit down with the judges and really understand, where you did really well or where you need to improve, how to improve. A lot of times at other competitions, you're just kind of left guessing, right? If you don't get one of the top medals, you're just kind of in the pool with everybody else that didn't get a medal, and you have no idea where you stratified amongst that to even know what you need to do better, right?
Right. So if you're actually like trying to build your skill set as a painter, like Capital Palette's a really great way to do that. You get a baseline of where you're at. You get an actual like professional, educated opinion on, also where you're at and what you can grow on. And especially since you can say, I'm focusing on OSL or non-metallic metals or whatever, you can get feedback tailored specifically to the craft or the skill set you are wanting to hone. So do that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Must be present to win.
Yeah, must be there. You do have to show up. You do have to be there in person. You can't just send a model. We don't allow that. But it's really
part of it
fun.
is a personalized experience, so it undercuts the time that the judges would have.
But we've also been growing exponentially, which is crazy in terms of number of entries. I believe we went from like 200 to 859 in 3 years. And that just shows, like, you know, how valuable it is as a resource for the painting community.
Well, Matthew thinks it's a fantastic idea, and he's right. It is a
Yes.
fantastic
I
idea.
agree,
We do it the best. We do it the best. So, awesome. Well, I think we've touched on everything. I will see you guys in like a week, and then after that, we'll have or at least I'll have like a post-con something chat. So if anybody in the chat is going to Nova, come say hi to us. We'll be wandering around somewhere, possibly feeding
Well,
Chris
maybe not
food.
Chris.
Yeah,
Well,
just
you'll know
follow
where to
them
find
if you
him.
follow me.
You'll know where to find him. Cool. Well, we're going to sign out here. Feel free to keep chatting in the chat box. I can respond to you there, and we'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. And then, yes, otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks on the 3rd of September, right after Nova. All right, bye. Barry, cover me. All right, guys, this is it. Copy that. No more sandwiches, Barry.
What's wrong with this place? I'm in the west corridor. I'm right outside the generator room. I'm out of bullets. Oh, Barry.